My name is Arel Moodie. I am one of the co-owners of the Extreme Entrepreneurship Education Company, and I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York. When I first started, I had $0. You know, I grew up in Brooklyn, New York. I grew up on welfare. I grew up in the projects. I did not come from a silver spoon type family. So I said I could take on other people's money, but then I owe it to them. So I entered business plan competitions, and we won business plan competition. We got money that way. We funded from our customers. We said, well, if an idea, look, I really believe this. If you can't pre-sell something, you can't sell it. And if you can't get a customer based on what you're describing to want to give you money, whether it's at a discount or not, it's probably going to be at a discount if you're pre-selling. But if you can't get someone to hand over their credit card or their checkbook to you, chances are you're not going to get them to do it when the business is up. So you can take all the funding in the world to talk about this idea, but to me it's pre-sell, pre-sell, pre-sell. That's the best advice I can give to anyone about it. And so we've grown our businesses purely from our customers. You know, MasterCard and Visa have helped us out. American Express has helped fund our business along the way. But at the end of the day, for me, I love the idea of focusing on what can you do well and then what can you own. Because as soon as you start taking on investors, you change your business model. One, you have to be very honest with what you can do and what you can't do. You hear people say, like, I'm going to get 5% of all internet users to come to my site in the first 6 months. No, you're not, right? I don't care who you are, right? So saying what you can do. Thinking about, from the point of view, what we'd always do and say, well, who are our judges? What background do they come from? What questions are they going to ask us? And how do we then answer them in a way that makes them realize either we know exactly what you're going to say or we don't know. Most people write a business plan from the entrepreneur's perspective. If you write it from the judge's perspective, well, how do you plan on competing with these people? You want to say that in your business plan. This is exactly how we plan on competing with them. Here's exactly what our unknowns are, and here's what we're assuming. If you kind of just put your guts out on the table, you'll get the best response from people. It's when you start trying to, like, I have to impress someone. That's the whole thing. I want to impress them. So we're going to show them all this money we're going to make. And you know what? If you just say, look, we don't know, and here's what we do know, you'll get really, really, really far. And I would say I always answer students at our events that come up to me afterwards, and I say, listen, it is going to suck in the first year. I want you to get that, because this was advice that was given to me and it helped me, because everyone thinks their one idea is the best idea in the world. That their one idea, no one can touch it. But you have to understand, in year one, it is going to suck. And if you know that, and if you say, I'm willing to brace the storm and I'm willing to go through that, it's going to be the best year of your life for growing and becoming a better person. There was this one story I'll never forget where we had a customer for that initial company who gave us a check, and it was like one of our, I think it was like the third check we ever received. So, you know, when you get it, you scan it, you frame it, it was beautiful. And we couldn't deliver on what we promised. You know, we promised that we'd have the listing up and it would be amazing, and it didn't work. So not only did we have to return the money, but all future relationships with that person was severed. The referrals that they gave us no longer wanted to do business with us, and the advertising that we got was a big client pulled out. And I remember receiving a phone call and looking down at my cell phone and seeing the caller ID and pressing the side button to silence it, because I did not want to deal with another person yelling at me, another person saying your service was, you suck. You know, because to me, my business was who I was, and that's a common trait of a lot of starting entrepreneurs. So I just remember silencing it and putting my phone down and saying, I'm not smart enough, I'm not good enough. And I remember that was a very, very tough point. And I wallowed in it for days. And I think it's something that we all go through no matter who we are. So that was a tough point of saying, I don't have it. But, you know, as you look back, you choose to make those tough points the points that really build your character. So I'm glad it happened to me.